You ever get that feeling that the world you're living in, the apps, the news, the tools you use every single day, was actually designed for something else entirely? Like there's this hidden blueprint, right? A set of rules running just beneath the surface that you can't quite put your finger on. Well, it turns out there is. And to really get it, we need to look at the very foundations of our modern world. Okay, so think about the biggest technologies in our lives. You've got the internet connecting billions of us. You have GPS, which can guide us literally anywhere on the planet. And then there's artificial intelligence, which is just completely reshaping our world as we speak. We see them as these amazing tools for convenience, for communication, for progress. But here's the kicker. These incredible, world-changing innovations, they weren't originally built to make our lives better. They were built to end the lives of others. Get this. They were developed by DARPA, the Pentagon's Advanced Research Agency, all to ensure military superiority. So their purpose wasn't connection, it was control. And that fact that our most basic technologies have this hidden design, it just blows open a much bigger question, doesn't it? If the digital world we live in was designed with control in mind, what about, well, everything else? Who's designing our institutions, our societies? And what are their designs for us? To answer that, we've got to dig up a kind of forgotten science, a really powerful way of thinking that's all about understanding exactly how complex systems, I'm talking everything from companies to entire countries, are designed and managed. There is this brilliant, really unconventional thinker, Stafford Beer, and he absolutely nailed it. He basically said, look, there are fundamental laws that govern how any organization works, and for the most part, our leaders they don't know them. And that science is called cybernetics. Now, hold on, this has nothing to do with robots or cyborgs. It's a deep field for sure, but the main idea is right there in the name. It comes from the Greek word for a steersman, the person who steers a ship. So cybernetics is the science of steering any complex system to keep it on course. And to get how steering works, you have to understand this one crucial concept. Honestly, if you remember one thing, make it this. Variety. In cybernetics, variety is just a measure of complexity. It's the total number of possible states a system can be in. And our modern world, it's defined by what Beer called explosive variety, just a massive explosion of choices, interactions, and potential futures. And this is where we get to the heart of the problem. Our institutions, our governments, our corporations, all our social systems, they're failing. Why? Because they are fundamentally unable to deal with this explosion of variety. They're just completely overwhelmed. Now, cybernetics says that if you want to steer a complex system, you really only have two choices. You can amplify your own variety, basically get smarter and more adaptable to match the world's complexity, or you can attenuate the system's variety. You crush its complexity to force it into a simpler, more manageable state. So, which path do you think our institutions almost always choose? Yeah, they squeeze it. They build these huge walls of rigid bureaucracy that just slow everything down. They push for cultural conformity through media and social pressure because it makes us predictable. They use economic pressures to limit our real choices to just a few pre-approved options. And they just keep doing more of the same because it's easier. So here's the bottom line. Our systems aren't designed to get smarter. They're designed to make us simpler. And this isn't just some abstract academic problem. No. This variety squeeze has a real and, frankly, devastating human cost. When the systems that are supposed to serve people start to crush their potential instead, well, people start to break. You can almost feel it in the air, right? As one recent analysis of political violence put it, there's just this growing sense that something is deeply wrong in our society. People are feeling lost, they're feeling disengaged, and they're feeling desperate. Okay, so let's connect the dots here because the link is so clear. The systemic cause, this constant squeezing of our options and our purpose, it leads directly to the individual symptom. People feel, as observers put it, fundamentally lost and totally isolated. This creates this deep despair, a lack of shared purpose, and it leaves people just disengaged, without the energy to change things. And in the most extreme cases, when a system gets this unstable, some people react with a blaze of violence, a horrifying, desperate act just to feel seen. So, if the problem is a failure of design, could the solution be a new kind of design? A design that doesn't crush variety, but actually embraces it? A design for freedom? And this was Stafford Beer's central challenge. If our systems are suffocating us by stamping out variety, then the only way forward is to figure out how to get that variety, that freedom, that potential back into the system. To show what this could even look like, Beer came up with some pretty wild thought experiments. Picture this, an algedonic meter. It's a simple device for every single citizen to signal pleasure or pain in response to what the government is doing in real time. These signals wouldn't get filtered through polls or the media, they'd be instantly added up, creating a direct feedback loop. Now, it's not a perfect plan, but it's a powerful example of a system designed to amplify the voice of the people, not shut it down. And so that's the choice we're left with, isn't it? We can keep going with systems that, by their very design, are creating crisis and human suffering. Systems that are failing to manage complexity and are instead just crushing our potential. Or we can recognize that the answer isn't a new leader or a new policy, but a new design. A fundamental redesign of the whole thing. The only real question is, are we brave enough to even try?